Got my habit from Miss Peachie, smoking roaches, getting lit. Hi, this is OG Just Peachie, and I'm here breaking down my Sunshine's lyrics. To you, he's Wiz Khalifa. To me, he's just Cam. Between the lines. Cameron was a really quirky kid. He was funny. He was smart. When he said this is what he wants to do, I said, hey, baby, you go ahead and be the best little rapper. I'm going to throw a couple prayers in there. I definitely remember the first time that he name-checked me in a song with The Hunger of Chris Wallace back in 94. I'd like to welcome y'all to Rock with Peachie's youngest boy. I went bananas when I heard that. Flicking Ashes, Wiz Khalifa. Ask my Nene, love her grandson, but she know that I'm a trip. Got my habit from Miss Peachie, smoking roaches, getting lit. I didn't realize that he said his Nene in that right before he was talking about me. That's my mother. I really made a conscious decision when I decided I would probably be a mom one day that I was going to let my kids smoke. My history with cannabis goes back about 45 years. I've been smoking, and I've always thought of it as a healing plant. More for wellness more than recreation. But I also made a decision that there was going to be some rite of passage things. So he was going to totally and completely have to sneak until he got about 16 or 17. He and his friends would come over and we would smoke. I would buy weed off of one of his boys because back then the young kids had the good weed. I'm like, oh yeah, hell yeah. So we used to wake and bake together, and he would go to senior year and I would go and work my government job. I was worried about him being on the stuff I cannot smell. That's what I'm worried about, young people being on them cat tranquilizers and shit, and all that fentanyl and stuff. The stuff that I can't smell, that's what I'm worried about young people being on. But if I can smell it, I'm not worried about it. Or nah. Heard you not the type that you take home to mom. Is we fucking when you leave the club or nah? If he like him, I get to meet him. I'm friends with all his girlfriends still. Not all. I'm not going to say all. I've built relationships with those women that are separate from his. Like, we still together and they're not. Ink my whole body. Got so many tats you can't even count them up. In the shop every week, I can't seem to get enough. My aunts say my skin too clean to mark it up, but I'ma ink my whole body. I don't give a motherfucker. That's his great aunt, my Aunt Leah. She's my Aunt Leah. We always talk about how pretty his skin is. And it's like we call him Caramel Boy. That's our other nickname for him. And that's a tribute to how beautiful his skin is. And she's like, Caramel Boy, your skin's too pretty to be getting all those tattoos on it. I asked him, please don't get any on his face. He gives no damns about how I feel about that because you see his face. I do have my say about it, but, and he knows I'm going to say something about it. Only because I just think he's handsome. Landing. That's why I got a couple of cribs and every one of them owned. Should have had my Ferrari by now, but had to get my mother a home. It was like the first thing he did, too. January 2012 was when I moved in because he was like, Mommy, just sit down. Just chill. He doesn't owe me this, but you hope that he would, that he would hook it up. Green suicide. Just bought a car for my son. Put that shit in the garage. He'll drive it when he's old enough. I don't know who those cars belong to in his garage. He got a bunch of them. I don't ask no grown man what he doing with his money. The kind of father that he is one of the things that I'm most proud of. They are the best of friends. He never yells at that young man at all. He's always patient with him. Payphone. Telling me I changed since I blew up or whatever you call it. Switched the number to my phone so you never could call it. I've only called the one number for at least 2 years now. He had several, but I'm not no snitch. Be okay. It was 2017, the day before my son's birthday, the week before my mom's birthday, That's the day you passed away. Can't feel too bad because I know I'll see you again one day. But right now, I can't help but feel this pain. Well, Lala was Cameron's oldest sibling, the child that made me mommy. and she suffered from and died from lymphoma about 3 years ago. The last day that Lala was alive, I had to whisk her to the hospital in an ambulance. Sebastian was having a birthday party that day. I had to FaceTime Cameron at the party. You know, every time we didn't have time. And I felt awful about having to interrupt the celebration, but, you know, glad that, you know, they got some conscious time together. They got a conscious last moment. After he recorded it, he let me hear it and, you know, and let me just bawl my eyes out before it was released so that I can listen to it with a joyous heart instead of a broken heart. Speech. 16, time to pay the rent in this bitch. I wasn't even thinking of making millions. I was just thinking, smoking and chilling and trying to pay the bills, trying to get my mom out this building. That is a little bit of embellishment. It might have been 19 or 20 when it was like, okay, I got this. See you again. How could we not talk about family when family's all we've got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you're going to be with me for this last ride. When I first heard it, I knew it was going to be a big song. It was going to be a big tribute song. Every funeral and every separation, you know, every time we have to be apart from our loved ones, See You Again helps us bridge that. It wasn't until my oldest died that, like, for a year, I couldn't even watch him perform this. It's still really, really difficult. When he did the Kobe tribute, I don't know if anybody else heard it, but because I'm his mother and I know every hair on his head, I heard his voice crack when he sang that. And I know that he was thinking about, you know, his angel sibling. Time. Put here to take care of the family, but how was I supposed to know? If I don't take care of myself, then how am I supposed to grow? I don't know if you notice, but his bulking up, his putting on 30 pounds for 30, his health kick, his like getting in touch with his mind, body, spiritual wellness happened immediately following Lala's passing. You have to get an understanding and an acceptance about, you know, where you are, where you want to go, you know, where you want to be. And if you can't pour from an empty cup. Out of all the lyrics today, Flicking Ashes was hands down my favorite. Come on, he was taking my weed all that time. I never knew until the song came out. I love it. Hip hop is the only music, is the first music that I've seen that's intergenerational. We shared a lot of music. I stomped out a lot of music, like Biggie's Crack Song. I stomped out Juicy J's, 3 6 Mafia's sipping on some scissor. There wasn't going to be no scissor sipping over here. Oh, they had remember they had the baby bottles with the scissor in it on the video? I was like, absolutely not!